I was not on track to become a scientist. It wasn't until I had a psychology woman professor that I realized I want a PhD, and I'm going to continue until I get one. I got interested in biology, and there was a woman who had her own research lab. And until then, it wasn't that someone had told me, you can't do research, you can't be a scientist, but it was never a thought that entered my mind. And so when I saw this woman who had gotten her PhD, who was a professor, and who had her own research lab, something clicked. It just said, you can do this. There's somebody that looks like you. So I continued into my PhD, which I'm almost finished with, and I really don't think that would have happened had I not seen women in positions that I would like to enter into. I applied for the Melba Phillips Award because it especially was for women in science, and I think that we need more support for our women in science, and her background really spoke to me. She was a science educator. She was a physicist, but she was also an educator. And so she believed not only in science and the scientific method, but that we need to share our science with others in the public. I wanted to go to the March for Science because I really believe that science needs to direct our decisions, all the way from policy down to everyday life. I brought back two really important concepts. The first is that the public has got to be behind us, and I overwhelmingly saw that they were. A lot of people attending the march weren't scientists. Some people think only scientists can do science, or only scientists can think like scientists, when really science is just a way of thinking, and I think everyone can contribute and participate in that way of thinking. When we take it out of the lab and we take it off of the pedestal, that's when everyone can access it. We have to be advocates for what we do. Science has to guide our decisions, and the public needs to be behind us. So I think that the March for Science really highlighted that the power of the public coming together and supporting something can make a difference. The second thing in regards to women in science is that if you want more women in science, they need to see women in science. So we know this is true. We know how to fix it. We just need to do it. And so getting people like me into the eyes of young women, young girls, so that they can see this is what a scientist looks like is key.